Hello friend, welcome to Marine Engineering Hub. This is your narrator, Chief Engineer Ravi Gupta. Today is a part 2 of the Marpol Annex 6 Regulation 12. So in today's video, we will talk about ozone depleting substance. In today's video, we will see what is the ozone depleting substance and what are the rules and regulations of the Annex 6 Regulation 12. In today's video, we will see that what is the ODS requirement and how we are doing the maintenance of the ODS equipment, followed by what do you mean by deliberate emission and what are the inventory record we are maintaining and what are the certificate and compliance, followed by the pollutant enforcement and what are the alternatives of the ODS. So today's video is going to be interesting, and after watching this whole video, you will have a clear concept of the ODS and you don't have to search anywhere, and you can directly answer all the questions, orals, written, everything from this video. So please tune till last. I guarantee after watching the video you'll have a clear concept. So what is a ozone layer? First we need to understand. So ozone layer is a layer which is in between the troposphere and the stratosphere. So in between the stratosphere and the troposphere there is a layer which is called ozone layer. Now what is the purpose of this ozone layer? It should look like this. So what is the purpose of this ozone layer? The purpose of this ozone layer is to shield us from the UV ray. Why we need shielding from the UV ray? We need shielding from the UV ray because if we have direct contact with the UV ray, it will cause skin cancer, cataract, and also harm the ecosystem. So therefore we need protection from the UV ray. Now this UV ray is coming from the sun. Now this UV ray is being reflected back to the galaxy from the ozone layer. Now what do you mean by ozone layer depletion? We mean by ozone layer depletion is that the layer which is in between the stratosphere and the troposphere is being depleted because of the certain chemicals which is being released from the earth, such as CFC, SCFC, halon and methyl bromide. How they are depleting? Let's take example of CFC. So these CFC molecules having 3 chlorine and 1 fluoride connected with the carbon. Now what is happening? This ultraviolet ray is coming in contact with this and splitting this chlorofluorocarbon into a free chlorine. This free chlorine like this is reacting with the ozone and combining with it and forming oxygen O2 and ClO, and this is like a chain reaction. The chain reaction is happening and one chlorine, free chlorine, can deplete around 1000 times of ozone molecules. So you can understand how harmful it is. So this is causing a depletion. So what we will do? So the Marpol come with the regulation 12, which is called ozone depleting substance. So it prohibits the emission of such chemical into the atmosphere. So what is ozone? As told you, a protective shield in the Earth's stratosphere that absorbs most of the ultraviolet radiation. And what do you mean ODS? It means the substance that deplete the ozone layer is called ozone depleting substance, which causing the increased UV ray exposure to the Earth's surface, which is ultimately causing skin cancer, cataract and the other harmful thing to the ecosystem. So now let's jump to the Marpol Annex 6 Regulation 12, ozone depleting substance. So in 1987 there is a committee meeting take place in Montreal Protocol where they talks about the ozone depletion and their rules and regulation. So they have found out that the ozone depleting substance such as CFC, CFC 11, 12, 113, 114, 115, halon, these are all the chemicals. CFC, hydrofluorocarbon, methyl bromide, carbon tetrachloride, these are all the chemicals which are the main reason for depleting the ozone. So they want to limit the exposure from the earth to the atmosphere. So they come up with the regulation 12. So if anybody asks you to whom the ozone depleting substance regulation 12 apply, it apply mainly to the substance which are harmful, which are causing depletion of ozone to them. They are not been connected to the permanently sealed equipment where there is no chance of refrigerant filling or there is no refrigerant connection. In that case, if the equipment is completely sealed and there is no chance of any refilling or venting out, in that case it will not apply the Regulation-12. So now this ODS requirement, after Montreal Protocol, they have said, okay, we will ban the use of the CFC. So now they found that CFC is more harmful compared to the HCFC. So they have banned the use of CFC and halon. So they have come up with a requirement that after 2005 there will be no use of the CFC and other halon particles other than hydrochlorofluorocarbon. And after going one step ahead, in 1 January 2020 they have told, okay, now we will not even use this hydrochlorofluorocarbon and we will use some other alternative. So now you can see that slowly this Marpol is becoming stricter. First they banned CFC, halon, methyl bromide in 19 May 2005, which is the most dangerous ozone depleting substance. After that they banned SCFC in 1st Jan 2020 because they found some alternative which is much more better than this SCFC. So the ODS equipment, what are the ODS equipment on board? It AC system, air conditioning system, reefer system on board. These are the equipment which are containing ODS, ozone depleting substance, such as R11, R12 or R404A, R134A. These are all the refrigerant we are using on board. These are the ozone depleting substance. So our aim is that we will not stop their uses. Means suppose a system is been installed on board in before 2005 is containing CFC. Now we cannot ban their use. It is running, it is in use. But after that, when the system will be subjected to maintenance, we will not add the new one CFC. Now after 19 January 19 May 2005 we will add SCFC, means we will add hydrofluorocarbon, we will add SCFC, and we will eliminate the use of direct CFC. So basically the maintenance, whenever it carried out, it will not add the banned ODS, it will add new ODS, and after that or other alternative which are much better than, so that we can phase out this ODS equipment or ODS refrigerant. So that is the whole idea. Now suppose you are working in a reefer system or air conditioning system and you are collecting the gas in a condenser. So it may happen that after collecting the gas, if it is having some air bubble, you cannot emit it into the atmosphere. Why? Because if you do it like that, it will be called deliberate emission. So deliberate emission as per Regulation-12 is strictly prohibited. So what is deliberate emission? Deliberate emission is a type of emission which has been done intentionally. It means that if you are doing any maintenance, if you are doing any repair, or if you are doing any recharge, in that case you should do the recharge or maintenance or servicing such a way that none of the refrigerant is been released into the atmosphere if it is a ODS substance. Means if it is a ozone depleting substance, then it should not be released into the atmosphere intentionally. So if you are doing any maintaining, servicing and repairing or disposing of, in that case you should not release anything into the atmosphere and try to recapture it. By how? There is a recapturing procedure of a refrigerant and you should recapture it. Deliberate emission also include intentional venting. What do you mean unintentional venting? It means suppose any accident occur in ship and it causes the bursting of refrigerant or breaking of the refrigerant. In that case, if the ODS is released, in that case it is called unintentional emission because it happened in accident, or you not do properly, or you not do purposefully. Okay, so this is called unintentional emission. So, and also if the person, like normally in onboard ship, electrical officer is in charge of refrigerant or AC in the under supervision of chief engineer. So basically the person who is doing the maintenance should have a proper knowledge of the maintenance and the recovery technique to prevent any accidental release. Now, whatever the equipment you are maintaining, like suppose you have 2 or 3 reefer bottle, what type of reefer bottle you have, so all that you have to maintain in a book which is called Ozone Depleting Substance Record Book. So in that you have to write the name of a ship, IMO number, call sign and all that, and followed by there is a sheet in which you have to write what are the amount of ODS you have on board, what are the maintenance you have done, and to record it, what are the, how you are going to dispose, if you have done any disposal, how you have done a disposal. Basically on board we cannot dispose, we should have to give to the reception facility, followed by how much amount you have and how much amount you have done discharging, how much amount you have done recycling. All that you have to maintain the record, and you have to present it to the flag inspector or port inspector, whoever coming and want to check, and all this also going to the company. So this is called inventory and record of the ODS. So there on board there is a ozone depleting substance record book is there, in which everything is been recorded. Now if your ship is complying with the ODS regulation, then it will be mentioned under the IAPP certificate that you are complying with the ODS regulation. If it is not complying, then the ODS column will be not tick mark. In that case, there will be, your ship will be not fit to sail as you are not complying with the Marpol Regulation-12. So the survey requirement says that after initial you have to undergo periodic and intermediate survey to confirm that you are complying with the ODS regulation. Okay, now suppose you are not maintaining proper ODS record book, or you have done any intentional release, or you have not using proper refrigerant. In that case you are not complying the ODS regulation. In that case you will be subject to fine and censure, which will be financial penalty and imposed by the flag. You may, in certain case there will be a vessel detention and followed by the reputational damage of the company. So you should be very careful knowing that what type of gas you are using as a ozone depleting substance. Now what are the ODS alternative? So now friend, till now we have talked what are the ozone depleting substance. So as I have told you that CFC were used before, after that we came up with the HFC, hydrofluorocarbon. Now after hydrofluorocarbon, after 2020 we came up with the new alternative, which is hydrofluoroolefin. So at present the new refrigerant which has been used is hydrofluoroolefin, which is R1234YF, R1234JD. These are the new type of refrigerant which is good to use. Why? Because the hydrofluorocarbon which has been used has having no ozone depletion potential, but it is having effect on a greenhouse gas. It is acting as a greenhouse gas, so it has been phased out under climate agreement, and now we are using hydrofluoroolefin. Other than that, there is some natural refrigerant such as ammonia, CO2, hydrocarbon, which has been increasingly adopted because of development of the technology. So if we say in a core form, if anybody asks you what is Regulation 12, so Regulation 12 mainly talks about the prohibition of the use of a ozone depleting substance and phasing out in a proper manner the ODS substance with the new refrigerant which is less harmful to the atmosphere. After that, the whole Regulation 12 talks about the control and emission, means we should prevent the deliberate emission and we should also record all the equipment, what are the equipment and machine using the ODS, what are the amount of refrigerant present on board, what are the place of location, how much quantity they are placed. So all this Regulation 12 talks about. So friends, in today's video you have learned what is the about the ODS. Now if you like the video, please do subscribe and please do share our channel. If you want to directly have a chat with me and if you want to have an interaction with me, you can join our membership and you can enjoy the exclusive perks. Friends, please like and subscribe and please share, and please, if you are getting benefit from this video after passing the exam or getting clear the interview or having some input I have given you, please do comment back. It helps us, it encourages us to keep moving forward. Thank you friends.